It sounds like, or it doesn't sound like, it seems like the trend that's happening in UFC right now, and you can argue it's probably happening somewhat with the way they're pumping some of the fights in Bellator, is that you really have to come out of your shell and have a really marketable image. We talk about capturing added attention. So think about Conor McGregor and John Jones and the way they kind of, capture headlines for being almost the bad guy, but also entertaining. You got Diaz out there, and no matter how much that kid talks shit, he still gets love from the fans because people want to see him fight.
Yep.
That Stockton old school kind of mentality. What is it about you that makes you marketable? If you were going to sit there and pitch yourself and go, this is what you're going to get, knowing that that's an image thing. How do you feel about it? And then how would you sell yourself, or say that you plan to sell yourself?
Well, I think the best thing is to be, it seems like all the bad boys and the shit talkers are the guys that get all the marketing, which kind of is true. But one of my favorite fighters, George St. Pierre, GSP, he
we're best friends
wasn't
now.
a shit talker, So when push comes to shove, at the end of the day, the shit talking can do well, but you still have to be able to back it up. And the guys like Conor McGregor and the guys like Floyd
Jones?
Mayweather.
Oh, Floyd. Okay.
The guys like that do talk shit and do cause a stir, they would be watched even if they didn't,
Sure.
I think Conor McGregor would be watched even if he didn't. He might not have gotten as far as he has as quick, but he would still be where he is, I feel, eventually, because he's so skilled. So for me, I think it's important to be who you are, and I want to try and go after George's role and be someone that people can look up to, be someone that people can get behind, and someone that tries to help people as well.
Okay. So you're gonna take the more clean approach to be a more respectful route of what mixed martial arts actually stood for from the start. You take karate, you take jujitsu. One of the things they teach you when you first take any of these courses is respecting even your opponent, and also the art. And I think that to me is how I've always embodied. So I was actually saying when you were going, I'm like, yeah, you and I are best friends already. If you respected the shit out of GSP, because he's my favorite fighter, and I look at him as almost being the initial Jordan in the league. Up there you got Anderson Silva, which got popped for drugs, so he almost falls out of that class. And John Jones could have probably had that as well, but then he gets popped for drugs, and then you had GSP. He's a clean individual, always respectful. I think the only person that got him riled up was Nick Diaz,
Yeah.
And and I think that's the part where he still, at the end of the day, comes off as being a very respectful legend of the sport.